is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha. The time is 6 o'clock. I'm AISHA Ibrahim with news nationwide. First, the headlines. Pencom seeks 20% pension increase for retired police. Religious group accuses ministers of withholding Osun local government funds. Assistant Inspector General of Police arrives Yola ahead of House Assembly by-election. Now the news in full. The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, has called on the federal government to increase its pension contribution for police officers from 10% to 20% as part of broader reforms aimed at improving police welfare under the contributory pension scheme. PENCOM Director General Omolola Olowo Rangon made the appeal during a visit to the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, at the force headquarters in Abuja. The visit comes in the wake of protests by retired police officers demanding better welfare and an exit from the contributory scheme. Other demands made under the proposed reforms is the introduction of a health insurance scheme for retirees, raising monthly pensions to 75% of final salary before retirement, and expansion of the Retirement Resettlement Fund, among others. Inspector General of Police Egbetokun expressed support for the PENCOM initiative and affirmed that the Nigerian Police Force's commitment to work with the Commission to address pension concerns. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adegboyega Oyetola has pledged to reduce the country's dependence on fish import by boosting local production through aquaculture, improved artisanal fishing techniques, and expanded fish farming clusters. Oyetola emphasized the need to harness local capacity, stating the countries cannot continue to import what it has the capacity to produce locally, noting that the initiative will not only save foreign exchange but also create jobs, particularly in coastal and riverine communities. An Islamic prayer group, Concerned Muslim Brothers (CMB), has condemned the continued withholding of Osun local government funds by the Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi and Marine Minister Gboyega Oyetola as an action detrimental to the well-being of the people of Osun State. In a letter addressed to the leaders of League of Imams and Affairs and the Presidency, the group warned against oppression, repression, and victimization of Osun people, many of whom are Muslims, and are against activities of some Muslim adherents who are involved in the fund seizure. The group particularly reported the anti-people activities of the Justice and Marine Ministers to the Muslim leaders and described their activities as un-Islamic and against the best interest of Osun grassroots people. Oyo State government has disbursed 100 million naira in compensation to 50 property owners affected by the first segment of the Ibadan Circular Road project. The check presentation ceremony took place on Thursday at the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development in Agodi, Ibadan. Commissioner of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Williams Akinfunmilayo, said the payment is a fulfillment of Governor Seyi Makinde's vow to those impacted by the infrastructure projects, noting that 100 million naira had earlier been paid to the first batch of beneficiaries, while a third batch will receive compensation in the coming weeks. Akinfunmilayo commended the beneficiaries for their patience and urged them to make good use of the funds. The Deji of Akure, Oba Alade Toyinbo Alade Lucy, has ordered the closure of markets and shops in Akure, the Ondo State capital, on Thursday in observance of the Aregbe festival. The closure of the markets and shops was announced in a statement issued to newsmen by the Chief Press Secretary to the monarch Adeyeye Michael. Residents, market women, and shop owners compelled complied by the directive in strict observance of the rules. However, the festival did not in any way restrict both women and vehicular movement. This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile Ijesha. News nationwide will continue shortly.
Are your connection to the sounds that surround you? I'm a dog, but hit music belongs here. I got the keys to the city. This is Vicinity FM 95.3.
Thanks for staying tuned. For news updates and live streaming, visit our website at vicinity953fm.com.ng. You can also follow us on our social media platform on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at Vicinity 95.3 FM. For breaking news around you, send us an email at vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 081 4365 8302. Now the rest of the news. The Yobe State Government, in partnership with United Nations Student Fund UNICEF, has commenced the enrollment of 2,550 underprivileged residents into a free healthcare program aimed at expanding access to medical services. Yobe State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency Executive Secretary Dr. Babagana Tijani announced the initiative on Thursday during a supervisory visit in Damaturu, stating that 150 poor and vulnerable individuals were selected from each of the state's 7 local government areas as part of effort to achieve universal health coverage in line with Governor Maimala Buni's healthcare agenda. Tijani noted that the enrolled beneficiaries would access free healthcare services at premier health centers across the state. Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of election monitoring, Taiwo Adeleke, has arrived in Yola ahead of the Saturday's by-election in the Ganye constituency of Adamawa State. The spokesman of the Adamawa Police Command, Superintendent of Police Sulaiman Inguro-G, in a statement on Thursday, said the Assistant Inspector General of Police tasked officers to maintain professionalism and avoid any form of brutality during and after the election. Taiwo, in complaint of the Commissioner of Police, Mosina, to remain impartial, civil, and committed to their constitutional duty of providing security. The command assured residents of its commitment to provide security and called on the public to be law-abiding and security conscious. A bit of sport. Super Falcons captain Rashidat Ajibade has disclosed that the team is yet to receive the $100,000 cash reward and other promises made by the federal government following their swamp at the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON in Morocco. Ajibade confirmed in an interview that none of the promised incentives, which include monetary reward and a 3-bedroom apartment each, is yet to be fulfilled. Despite the fanfare at the presidential villa, where Tinubu lauded the team's resilience and described their victory as historic, the players are still awaiting the fulfillment of those pledges. To end news nationwide, another look at the headlines. The National Pension Commission (PENCOM) has called on the federal government to increase its pension contribution for police officers from 10% to 20%. As part of broader reforms aimed at improving police welfare under the Contributory Pension Scheme (CPS). We told you that an Islamic prayer group concerned Muslim Brothers (CMB) has condemned the continued withholding of Osun local government funds by the Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi and Marine Minister Gboyega Oyetola as an action detrimental to the well-being of the people of Osun State. Lastly, you had Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of election monitoring. Assistant Inspector General Taiwo Adeleke has arrived in Yola ahead of Saturday's by-election in the Ganye constituency of Adamawa State. Just before we go, the last line. Don't let yesterday use up too much of today. That was news nationwide. It was edited by Oluwafunke Israel. I am AISHA Ibrahim. Many thanks for listening. Good evening.
Just got excited. Let's go. This is Vicinity FM 95.3.
Òde o, ó wọ̀ lùgìjà, àwòdì kì í gbé dọ̀tí, òdìdí ẹyẹ ní fi panu. Ìkànnì tó mójúlé jẹ́ ètò tó pójú owó, ìròyìn tí ò lábùlà,